Hello, welcome to ExpressBook Insights, where we share knowledge and grow together. Today, we will explore the key points on the book Rich Habits, subtitled The Daily Success Habits of Wealthy Individuals. The author of the book is Thomas Corley, a renowned American accountant and certified financial planner. He runs an accounting firm that provides financial services to over 1,000 small businesses and individuals. Through his work, he has had extensive contact with wealthy individuals, and leveraging this opportunity, Corley conducted an intriguing survey. He spent 5 years studying the daily habits of 177 wealthy people and 128 poor people. Although this sample size may not be large, nearly every one of the 177 individuals is a self-made multimillionaire. Corley conducted his survey thoroughly and discovered that the wealthy share some common traits, as do the poor, but the habits of these two groups are starkly different. The habits of the rich continuously bring them money and a life of abundance, while the habits of the poor tend to keep them in a state of scarcity and low energy. So, what kind of person is considered rich? Why should we learn from the rich? Is being wealthy really so impressive? Although there are many things more important than money in this world, if a person can amass a significant amount of wealth, they must have clearer thinking or more experience in pursuing wealth than the average person. They have also likely encountered and overcome many more obstacles. Whether or not you are keen on making money or aspire to be a multimillionaire, there are admirable and straightforward traits in these wealthy individuals worth learning from that can improve your life. After reading this book, you may realize that being rich is not just about having material wealth, but also about spiritual abundance, a good state of life, and harmonious interpersonal relationships. At the beginning of the book, Corley mentions that he had the opportunity to write this book while providing financial consulting to an entrepreneur. This entrepreneur was very capable in business, and his company was thriving. However, he struggled to balance income and expenses and faced significant financial pressure, especially when paying salaries. Corley spent several months analyzing this company's expenses, production process, labor rates, and industry comparative data, but found no issues. It wasn't until he discovered the entrepreneur's terrible personal habits, such as lavish spending on nightlife, that he understood the source of his financial pressures. If this entrepreneur continued these habits, no matter how well his company performed, he would never resolve his financial problems, let alone become wealthy. The author's definition of a wealthy person is quite unique. Simply earning a lot of money does not make one rich. One is truly wealthy only if they can generate wealth, balance income and expenses, and maintain a healthy state of life. If these cannot be sustained, one cannot be considered rich. To better reflect these traits of the wealthy, he specifically chose self-made millionaires who did not win the lottery or inherit their wealth. The theories in Rich Habits, the daily success habits of wealthy individuals, have been published in over 20 countries and hundreds of media platforms, changing the global perception of the wealthy. In the usual imagination, the rich are more comfortable and carefree. But after reading this book, you'll find that the rich are a group of people who are better at planning and enduring. Next, I will interpret Rich Habits, the daily success habits of wealthy individuals, into parts. The first part focuses on the word rich. What habits make people richer, and what habits lead to scarcity and even depression? The second part focuses more on the word habits, how to develop good habits that improve your life and career. The first part separates everyday life, personality traits, and interpersonal interactions to analyze the habits of the rich in detail.
The daily behavior of the rich versus the poor. The biggest difference is that the rich are more cautious in their words and actions. In their private lives, the rich are full of restrained habits. If you look at the daily schedules of world-class billionaires, you'll find that their workdays are often very intense. They are energetic and healthy. The rich generally care a lot about their physical condition, knowing how important health is. In deliberate surveys, 76% of the wealthy exercise aerobically at least 4 days a week for 20 to 30 minutes, such as jogging, brisk walking, cycling, swimming, etc. These exercises don't require a gym and can be done regardless of economic status. Regarding diet, even when busy, 75% of the wealthy do not eat fried fast food. They understand that fast food, although tasty, can lead to obesity and other health problems. Everyone knows this, but it's hard to resist delicious food. The rich, however, can resist because health is more important to them than taste. When deciding whether or not to do something, the rich do not act on immediate desires, but consider the long-term benefits that can only be seen after cumulative effort. Similarly, when shopping, the rich are rational and do not frequently spend large amounts to to satisfy fleeting desires. Instead, they carefully plan their finances. The rich also read 85% of the wealthy read at least 2 books a month, and 88% read for at least 30 minutes every day. What do they read? 51% of the rich like to read historical books, believing that reading about the past can help solve current dilemmas. 55% read growth-oriented books. 58% read autobiographies of successful people to study the experiences of their predecessors. The most popular books are professional learning materials, with 79% of the wealthy reading the most accurate and authoritative sources rather than relying on hearsay or second-hand information. The personality traits of the rich have unique beliefs. They all believe in their abilities and passions and trust their decisions. Some are outspoken, others are quiet and reserved, but they are often very confident in the surveys. 90% of the wealthy do not believe in fate. They believe that their lives are in their own hands. 79% of the wealthy firmly believe that they can escape poverty or jump from the middle class to the wealthy class. This confidence is not a sense of superiority or arrogance, but a trust in one's abilities. 90% of the rich believe that hard work is more important than high intelligence. They believe diligence can compensate for lack of talent. Their confidence comes from knowing they are hardworking. This confidence gives the rich a more optimistic attitude than most people. They believe perseverance brings good luck. 54% of the rich believe optimism is an important factor in success, and a whopping 92% believe that persisting in what they love will create good luck. They are always focused and unyielding in pursuing their dreams and goals. It takes an average of 12 years from starting to work for a dream to its realization. Imagine how many disappointments and oppositions they face in these 12 years. Without the confidence mentioned earlier, it is difficult to persist. Wealthy people are decision makers, regardless of their gender, age, or other attributes. They exhibit a resolute demeanor. 91% of wealthy individuals make decisions for their own businesses. They make decisions quickly, like generals, and fully accept the consequences of their choices. In major matters, they do not procrastinate or dither. They do not overthink but act decisively and swiftly. This characteristic may seem similar to that of a gambler, but the biggest difference between gamblers and the excellent decision makers we're discussing is that wealthy people are not reckless or impulsive. They make decisions after careful consideration, possessing strong professional skills and a sense of responsibility in their field. Their decisiveness comes from clear thinking and strong execution. This is what makes a good decision maker. Whether introverted or extroverted, wealthy individuals are always passionate, and this passion is genuine and enduring, not a fleeting impulse. 82% of wealthy individuals persist in doing things they are interested in. They set grand goals and pursue them. 55% spend at least a year intensely pursuing a specific goal. When chasing their goals, they are very clear about their priorities and do not compromise themselves by engaging in irrelevant activities, regardless of who or what might hinder their life dreams. They won't hesitate to say no. Rejecting others might seem inconsiderate, but the wealthy know that not saying no only makes their goals harder to achieve. This isn't selfishness because their goals are often lofty and require their full commitment. Hence, they are extremely stingy with their time and energy. Wealthy people often choose to tackle the hardest task first, eliminating all unnecessary obstacles. Now let's look at the wealthy in terms of interpersonal skills. Wealthy people are very good at communication and building stable, long-lasting relationships. Firstly, wealthy people are more cautious in their speech. 94% of them do not engage in gossip. Most gossip is negative and not beneficial for relationships. Gossiping is undesirable because it involves judging others, a behavior that can make people bitter and narrow-minded over time. Consider that we have all been victims and perpetrators of gossip at some point. I have seen people who are very smart and articulate, yet achieve nothing significant over the years. A common trait among them is their penchant for commenting on others, both in life and online. This is a misapplication of intelligence. Moreover, gossip often backfires. In a small circle, the subjects of gossip will eventually learn about those who spread it, creating a debt of reputation that is hard to repay. Even when not gossiping, wealthy people do not speak their minds completely. 94% of them do not express their inner thoughts fully. They even make a conscious effort to control their emotions. 81% have developed the habit of controlling negative emotions. People might initially respect them, but upon interacting, they find these individuals pleasant and easygoing. Whether angry or sad, they think before they act, analyze their feelings, and ensure that their communications achieve their intended purpose rather than conveying negative emotions. Secondly, wealthy people are considerate of their friends. 80% of millionaires will make time to call and offer birthday wishes. Even during busy schedules, many of these people are not very close, but a birthday call can significantly enhance the relationship. About 25% of those who receive these calls reciprocate, strengthening the relationship beyond the need for constant maintenance. Like with birthdays, they also call to acknowledge other important life events, such as a new baby or a promotion, thereby creating a strong emotional bond. Wealthy people have many loyal friends, but people tend to think it's because they are rich, overlooking the effort wealthy individuals put into maintaining these relationships. Although they do considerate things to maintain relationships, this group of millionaires believes more in honesty as the best policy. 85% insist on telling the truth. They are reluctant to lie, even if it's a white lie. Consistently telling the truth not only gives them a reputation for integrity and trustworthiness, but also leads them to respect themselves more. Wealthy people often have high self-esteem. Lying is seen as a demeaning act against one's morals, and the cost of maintaining a lie is too high. Some may have gotten moderately rich through deception, but most millionaires do not want to expend their energy maintaining lies. In interpersonal relations, wealthy people focus on building effective networks and strengthening these connections. They cultivate networks. 86% of wealthy people connect with others who can help them achieve their dreams and goals. They associate with like-minded individuals. Once you have a dream, you need to be around those who support you. Charles Schwab, former president of Carnegie Steel, said, "I have never seen a person perform worse or be less motivated when praised than when criticized." Of course, the author is not suggesting you reject critical feedback, but rather that you need people who can provide clear, constructive advice. Such individuals are your real benefactors, possibly successful predecessors who know what they are talking about. Your goals are directions they have already pursued. Because they have achieved success, their insights are valuable. The weight of advice does not depend on whether the speaker is older than you, but whether they have accomplishments in a field you recognize. If we hope to achieve our dreams, we must surround ourselves with people who truly offer support and help. For those who offer no constructive feedback and only dampen spirits, stay away from them as you would from gossip groups. Having discussed the habits of millionaires, let's revisit the concept of habit. Schumacher once said that habit is the best path in life. The author also believes that habit is the mother of luck. A good habit can bring good luck. Don't envy those who say they are lucky. It's very possible that they have good habits they haven't yet recognized. The author thinks there are 4 types of luck. 1. Random good luck. Like winning the lottery. 2. Random bad luck. Like an accident or a house suddenly being crushed by a tree. These types of luck are beyond our control, so we won't discuss them. However, there are 2 types of luck that we can change. The 3rd type of luck is called opportunity. This kind of good fortune is a byproduct of good daily habits. Good habits are like apple trees. We loosen the soil, plant the seeds, and then diligently nurture them to grow. After a while, the apple tree blooms and bears fruit. The apples on the branches are our good luck or opportunities. The fourth type of luck is misfortune. Just like good habits, bad habits are also seeds. They take root, sprout, and grow, eventually bearing the fruits of misfortune, such as losing a job, investment failures, divorce, illness, etc. These two types of luck may seem mysterious, but in fact, they are the results of our everyday actions. To achieve success, we must attract the right kind of luck. There are many obstacles to success, and procrastination is the biggest one. The author believes that procrastination is a typical habit of poverty, and it hinders the formation of good habits. Therefore, to develop good habits, we must first tackle the problem of procrastination. Even geniuses, once they develop the habit of procrastination, will ultimately become indistinguishable from the average person. Procrastination often stems from a lack of enthusiasm for one's work. Many online jokes about procrastination reflect this common issue. I experienced it myself, especially in college, where I frequently delayed assignments until the last minute. This habit, which I once took pride in and saw as part of my identity, was actually harmful. Our thoughts shape our actions, and by constantly thinking of myself as a procrastinator, I reinforced that behavior. However, I eventually realized that this mindset was detrimental. I discovered that I was capable of handling tasks promptly and effectively when I chose to. This shift in attitude allowed me to complete important tasks with greater efficiency and quality. If in my first year of college, I hadn't labeled myself and turned this shortcoming into a strength a few years earlier, I could have changed my habit of procrastination and done more meaningful things. In the book, the author provides some tools to cure procrastination. I've summarized them into 3 points. If you follow them, maybe you can become a person without procrastination. First, have a daily to-do list. Successful people use to-do lists to help themselves complete tasks. Daily to-do lists are of 2 types: ordinary tasks, like daily chores, going to the bank, meeting clients, etc., and goal-oriented tasks. These tasks are things you must do every day, like reading or running daily. These are the habits you want to develop, stemming from your long-term goals. For example, if you want to learn a language within a year, you can set a goal to recite a short text every day. If you want to become an excellent sales champion this year, you can set yourself the task of making 10 sales calls a day. Besides, you should also set 5 must-do tasks every day. These are small tasks that, if done daily, can help you achieve a certain goal. Second, give yourself a deadline. If we set a deadline for a task and tell a third party about it, that person becomes our accountability partner. They put pressure on us to complete the task, essentially raising its urgency. Moreover, when we are under the scrutiny of others, we often perform better. Third, tell yourself to do it now. Instead of going around saying you have procrastination, change your mantra. The author says he only needs to keep repeating in his mind, do it now, do it now, do it now. Constantly brainwashing himself to do it now gets him to start handling tasks that have been piling up.
If you are no longer troubled by procrastination, you can try to change your old habits. See which habits are good and which are bad. The method is simple, just follow along. You need a piece of paper. Fold it in half on the left side. Write down everything you do in a day. 1 line per activity, like an account book, for example. Lay in bed in the morning, watched videos for 10 minutes. Then got up. 2. Got up, brushed teeth, and listened to a book while brushing. 3. Had breakfast, ate yesterday's leftover cake. Felt full afterwards. 4. Took a taxi to work. Continued listening to the book on the way. Then, evaluate your current habits. Put a plus sign next to good habits, and a minus sign next to bad ones. For example, lying in bed in the morning and not getting up immediately to watch videos is a bad habit. Mark it with a minus. Listening to a book is a good habit. Mark it with a plus. Eating breakfast until you're stuffed is a minus. Through this table, what needs to be corrected becomes clear at a glance. No wonder I gained weight because I used the time I should have gotten up to do morning exercises to watch videos, and even stuff down a cake. No wonder my expenses have been so high recently. Taking taxis costs quite a bit. This table is your habit awareness table. Changing habits must start with becoming aware of them. The purpose of this step is to make us realize the existence of bad habits. Only when we know which habits are holding us back can we specifically improve our lives. But most people completely skip this step and jump directly to the step of adding new habits. Many people write down their New Year's resolutions at the beginning of each year, and then the next year they write down the same resolutions. That's because they have no concept of their existing habits, so they can't develop new ones. Only by understanding and being aware of existing habits and their impacts can new habits be cultivated. Next, on the right side of the paper, write down the new habits you want to develop, for example. Next, to lay in bed in the morning, watched videos for 10 minutes, then got up. Right this morning, as soon as I woke up, I got up and did some gentle morning exercises. I felt completely awake. Next, to breakfast, right. Today's breakfast was nutritionally balanced. Drank warm milk, felt very comfortable after eating the next day. When you're about to repeat the bad habit from the day before, take a look at the new habits on the right side of the table and immediately do them. The changes that accumulate a little bit every day may seem insignificant, but at some point they will turn into a successful avalanche. We will unconsciously gain a healthier body and better work as a reward. That's the essence of the book. To summarize, the first part analyzes the habits of the rich from 3 aspects: daily life, personality traits, and interpersonal communication overall. The rich are more cautious in their speech and actions, have more confidence and passion, pay more attention to cultivating good interpersonal relationships, and have stronger emotional control abilities. In the second part, we re-examine the relationship between habits and luck. We learned about the biggest enemy of good habits, procrastination, and its cure through the habit awareness table. We can carefully examine our daily habits, thus getting rid of bad habits and cultivating good ones. Finally, I want to share a list with you. This list is a summary of all the key points, and the author's summary of the habits of 177 millionaires. We call this list the Wealthy Habits Commitment, because every sentence on this list starts with I. It is very suitable for you to collect and recite. You can also share it with anyone you think of, not for any other reason, but because the positive spiritual power in this continuous commitment is worth repeatedly tasting and feeling. I believe you will feel that the word wealthy is not only used to describe money and material things. Wealth is also a richness and joy in the spiritual world. Here are the 10 Wealthy Habits Commitments. I will cultivate my daily good habits and do them every day without fail. I will set daily, monthly, yearly, and long-term goals and then wholeheartedly pursue my goals. I will enhance my self-worth every day. I will pay attention to my physical health every day. I will establish and maintain sustainable interpersonal relationships every day. I will live a moderate life every day. I will tell myself to do it now and complete the day's tasks on time. I will live with a mindset of wealth. Every time I receive a paycheck, I will save 10%. I will control my thoughts and emotions every day. That's all for the book Rich Habits, the daily success habits of wealthy individuals. After listening to this book, what are your thoughts or insights? Feel free to leave a comment and share if you liked today's content. Don't forget to share it with your family or friends. See you next time.